Всем привет, друзья! Мы продолжаем играть в Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. И мы сейчас продолжим заканчивать квест касаемо быка. Так, нужно вообще вспомнить, что к чему. Прочесть летопись в ратуше в Тросковице. Ага. Где ратуша? Понятно. А. Здесь где-то? Тросковицкая летопись, составлена Рихтжембрадой. Франция Песочка. Гости Тросецкого пана. Маркета, ее вздыхателя.
This Latin phrase looks important. Otherwise it wouldn't be written in red, would it? Fecit ordinem in region ope claviferae. I should try to find somebody who could translate it for me.
Кто у нас знает латынь? Может, этот тип?
What will it be?
И доспехи.
I need to translate something from Latin. You're an educated man, aren't you? Would you help me?
Why not? It's nice to see simple folk wanting to get educated. What is it you need translated?
Пирее было в конце.
Fecit ordinem in regione ope claviferae.
That's definitely Latin, but what could it mean? In regione is obvious. That's in the country or region. Fecit ordinem is something like to bring order. And clave ferre means iron spike or maybe nail. So, brought order to the region with the help of an iron nail. Where did you hear that nonsense?
That's not important. The main thing is I know what it means, and hopefully it'll help me in my work. Thank you.
Найти межевой гвоздь на пастбище. Кстати, что с доспехи?
What would you like?
As the local scribe, you know a lot of things, right?
I'd say so. In this province, not a squirrel farts without my knowing.
Right. So, if I needed to get something, you'd certainly be able to tell me where, right?
Depends on what you're looking for. Don't involve me with anything dishonorable.
No, don't worry. I'm just looking for some armor.
Armor? Well, unless you want to join von Burgau's retinue, I don't think I can help you. But try Radovan, the blacksmith in Tachov. He might at least sell you an iron helmet.
You don't know of anything better?
Aha! So, the good man is a connoisseur, eh? And how would Prince Brunswick's armor suit you?
Whose armor?
Oh, it's just a local legend.
What legend?
It's hard to explain. There are actually 2 legends, or even 3. Well, it doesn't really matter. Why are you so interested anyway? Fine armor like that belongs in the hands of a knight.
That may be true. But even the finest armor has to pass through the hands of the master blacksmith who forged it. Well, I might be only an apprentice, but that's all the more reason I should take an interest in such things and learn something.
Well, that is pretty wise of you, all right. So, in short, they say the armor of ancient Bohemian Prince Brunswick is hidden here, waiting for some valiant knight to find it. I don't believe it, of course. After all, I'm educated. But you'd be surprised how many fools have set off to find it.
Что еще за Брунсвик?
Who exactly was this Brunswick?
You don't know, lad? Educate yourself. Brunswick was a famous Czech prince who won the lion for our country's coat of arms.
Really? How is it that I've never heard of him?
Perhaps because he never existed. Prince Vladislav II got the lion for our coat of arms for helping Emperor Frederick I, known as Redbeard.
But you just said that...
Brunswick is just a legend, but a quite lovely one, I'll give you that.
Could you recount for me the legend of Brunswick?
Well, why not? Brunswick was a valiant Bohemian prince. He lived in a time when our country had an eagle on its coat of arms, but that wasn't good enough for him. So he decided to head out into the world and gain the mark of a more powerful animal.
A man after my own heart.
You may think so, but his wife was none too happy. Her name was Ludmilla, and she begged Brunswick 100 times to stay home, but he just couldn't be persuaded. Still, he loved her very much, so he took her ring and told her that unless someone came and showed her that ring during the next 7 years, she should wait for his return. But if he failed to return after 7 years, that would mean he would never return.
Damn. He didn't come back, did he?
Don't skip ahead. We'll get to that. Brunswick's party set out to sea, but didn't get far. They were drawn in by an island with a mysterious mountain of amber that holds all ships and prevents them from leaving. Over time, the men on the deserted island died of starvation, leaving only Brunswick, who noticed that once a year a great bird called No came to the island to hunt. And so the clever knight hid in his horse's hide at just the right time. And when the bird came, it mistook him for prey and carried him away. So Brunswick wandered on. After some time on the road, the prince came across something unprecedented. A duel between a lion and a 9-headed dragon. So, what do you think Brunswick did at that moment?
Well, considering what he later added to the coat of arms, I expect he helped the lion, eh?
Smart. Brunswick rushed to help the lion, and together they killed the dragon. And from that time on, they were stalwart companions. The lion even followed him all the way back to Bohemia. Except, by then, it was already too late. It had already been exactly 7 years to the day since Brunswick set off on his journey. His wife, Ludmilla, who had until that time valiantly resisted all suitors, was about to remarry. But at the wedding feast, Brunswick managed to drop the ring in her cup, so it all turned out well. For Brunswick, that is. Not so for Ludmilla's new groom, but the lion took care of that.
And do you know where I could find Brunswick's armor?
Yes, lad, if it even really exists. But I do have a little bit of advice for you. Sir Chenyek, who they say hid the armor, left behind a riddle. It's a test that must be passed by whoever wants to find it. Do you want to hear it?
And how did that riddle go?
Wait, how was it? I've got it. Take your leave of crone and maiden, standing tall behind the gates. Boldly go towards true midnight. In caverns cold your prize awaits. Pass through the hall of forest kings, hidden deep from hunter's gaze. Standing tall, 2 guards of stone. behind whom yearned for treasure lays. Between them stands a mighty rock, a subtle niche, yet deeper still, a place to give one's art to God. Behold, my armor gleaming still.
The crone and the maiden towards midnight. We've got east, west, midday, midnight. Bloody hell. I think I know where it is.
Really? Well, seems you've got something between your ears then, lad. And you know what? I've got something else for you. Sir George, who previously owned the armor, wanted to have a nice poleaxe made in Prague too, but he died of the plague before he could do it. I'm not too certain about Brunswick and his armor, but this is certainly true because I have a copy of George's order here. Here, take it as a keepsake. And now go.
Твою мать! Ну я просто устал разговаривать. Почти половину серии проговорил. Чуть не уснул опять. Ладно. Нам нужно межевой гвоздь найти. А, вообще должен был поторговаться, блядь. Ага. Но у меня место есть еще нормально.
Come here. Quick. God. God. Go. God. Come on. Ah, here's the damn nail. Right in the middle of the pasture. Olbram and Prochek won't be happy.
Я не могу выбрать. Честно, не могу.
I think I'll leave the nail where it is. I've already gotten more involved than I should have.
Уже сколько я делаю быстрых перемещений и давно не попадаюсь ни на кого. В плане разбойников.
Why don't you write a complaint?
I finally found the damn border between the Takhov and Želejev parts of the pasture.
How the hell did you manage that?
I found it in that chronicle of yours. It wasn't easy, but we can finally put an end to all that endless fighting.
Oh, about fucking time. So then, are you sure you found the right place?
Definitely. Bailiff Brada took iron nails and used them to mark the border so that people wouldn't forget where it is. One of them is in the oak tree on the pasture.
That's nice of him and all, but he could have fucking told somebody about it. Who can make sense of those writings of his? At least Olbram and Project will leave us alone now. Go to them, and when you all meet in the pasture, I'll ride over and settle this nonsense once and for all. And if those two start arguing again, I'll be hammering nails into their arses instead of trees.
I'd like to ask about that diabolical apparition.
And what's that got to do with me? Best be on your way.
Заебись.
Greetings. Do you need something?
Do you know anything about the sighting of the devil?
God save us. Don't bother me with that. Take care then.
И снежная. Так я, кстати, на лошади ничего не оставлял. Да. Я себе сложил сундук. Ладно, хрен с ним. У меня там еда какая-то была.
You have a kind mark. Eh, mutt?
How well, eh? Greetings.
God be with you.
I sorted everything out. Let's go and meet the Želejevites and have a discussion.
Finally! Come on, let's call the lads over and send for Olbram. Well, Želejevites, did you miss us?
Of course they did. I reckon they hardly slept a wink. Can you blame them? I'd rather come and get a beating than hang around in Želejev too.
You see? They're provoking us again. There's no use trying to negotiate with them.
There's nothing to negotiate, old man. The pasture is ours, and that's final.
Bullshit! You know right well that I got smacked around as a child in that orchard, right over there.
You know what? Now you'll get smacked around here too.
Enough! Does anybody here have anything better to do?
Truth? What are you doing here?
This shouldn't concern you, bailiff. We'll just beat those bastards' asses and go home.
Don't you think there's been enough fighting and nonsense?
I won't tolerate this nonsense in my territory.
Tell that to the Желеевцы. Maybe they'll finally get it into their thick heads that this pasture is ours.
In your dreams, you tachovite swine!
Kurva! Be quiet already!
You're both wrong. The pasture is split in half. From here to that oak over there is Želejev property, and from the oak on, it belongs to Tachov.
We're supposed to share with them? Ha!
How do you know? You're not even from around here.
But unlike you, yokels, he can read. It's all there, black on white, in the Troskovitz Chronicle. So you'll obey it and finally give it a rest.
They've done so much to hurt us. They should have to make it up to us. Make them pay.
None of that. They're the ones always provoking us. You know what? Let's give them a nice final bashing.
Both of you shut up, damn it! All these years you've been hurting each other, nobody owes anyone anything.
That's right. From this point forward, this dispute is over. And if I hear about anyone causing trouble again, I'll have you all clapped in the pillory. Together. Now pack up and go home.
Well, Grandpa, are you satisfied?
Kurva. Not in the slightest.
Good day.
Are you?
No.
Well, at least it's fair. But I'd still rather punch you in the face.
Don't you worry. I'm sure we'll find a reason to fight again soon enough. Otherwise, it'd be an awful bore around here, eh?
Well said.
God bless.
А ты чё стоишь? Хочешь пойти гвоздь достать?
What's new around here?
Nothing new. It's quiet here, fortunately. Farewell.
Я думал, он на коне прискакал.
Now, I hope the Tachovites and Želejevites won't be at each other's throats for a while.
I can hardly believe it. I'm sure Lord von Berghoff will be delighted with how I handled it.
How you handled it?
Aye? With a little help from you. True enough. It's nice that someone deals with problems instead of making more for a change.
Он сказал little help. Неблагодарная свинья.
Ah, don't mention it.
Leave it off. We've got our good name back. Since you did so well with the Chronicle, I have another book of knowledge for you. I didn't get much out of it myself, but maybe you'll find something revealing in it. That's a damn fine reward, don't you think?
My word. Thank you. What's new in the county, Master Bailiff?
I was just visited by one of the local peasants. He said he found more fresh graves
I've seen those.
that we found. I've been, and that's about.
That sounds interesting.
Ты уже говорил. Так, ну вот мы наконец закончили этот длинную квестовую линейку, которой я немного устал. Может подраться пойти, что ли? Хуй знает. Вот здесь вроде можно было. Вики знала, что не так, нахуй, с этой игрой. Я же решил проблему, блядь. Алло. Графика была нормальная, только когда я замирал. А когда я шел, почему-то внимания особо не обращал.
Nothing now, but you won't dare sing that kind of smack.
What will it be?
I'd like to try the fights here.
Why not? But it won't be for free. If you don't have enough money, try to go and see Crazel at the mill. Maybe you can...
I'd prefer to pay for myself.
I see you are a man of action. I like it. The fights can get started then. Or they could. But as I said, old Feeler is sitting at home in the doghouse. His old woman won't let him fight anymore.
So you took my money for nothing?
Easy, lad, easy. We'll sort something out. What if you tried to talk to Dorothy? You're a stranger. Maybe she won't be as sharp with you as she is with us. Go and see her. She manages the baths behind the inn. It's no more than 5 steps.
All right then. I'll see what I can do.
Я думал, просто можно будет, ну, сразу приступить к действию.
Good day to you.
I'm looking for the barber, Feeler.
Then you found him. What can I do for you?
Well, hurry up. There's some fights to be fought. The whole tavern is waiting for you.
I know, but my Dorothy has forbidden me from going.
And can't you just put your foot down? You're the local champion, but you let yourself be commanded by a woman. Everyone will laugh at you.
Someone's laughing at me for listening to my Dorothy? Call those fights. If they dare, I'll let my hands do the explaining.
Hey, could you come over here for a moment?
Why not?
Did I hear right that you're going to compete in the fights at the tavern?
Aye, I'm planning to. Why?
Well, I have a favour to ask of you.
And what do you need, girl?
One of the fighters, named Bohunek, he takes care of the horses here.
What about him?
I want you to give him a proper beating, so he won't be able to sit for at least a week.
And why? Did something happen?
He often comes to see me, pretends he likes me, but last time he came drunk. He ordered a bath, something to eat and drink, but then he suddenly knocked the tray out of my hand and started groping me.
Wait, he...
No, luckily not. But when I pulled away from him, he hit me so hard I thought he'd knock my eye out.
Bastards like that should get a proper beating. Hitting girls.
So you'll give him a hiding?
You better believe it. He won't put his hands on you anymore.
Thank you. Then come and see me. I'll figure out a way to repay you.
Давай только ты придумай что-то материальное. Что-то такое блестящее, что-то, что издает такой приятный звук денег. Потому что эти вот натураха мне не нужна. Неинтересно. Бля, ну вообще вачеково. Ладно, давайте продолжим уже в следующей серии. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь. А главное, комментируйте, чтобы я мог с вами общаться. До скорых встреч.